Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Danelia, if you don't already know. So I was gonna be like I've been gone, but I really haven't. I missed Sunday's video, and obviously whenever I do that I'll make sure I upload twice the next week. So this is the first video of this week. But basically I've just been like trying to make sure that I'm like on track for this academic year. I've been like studying quite a bit and just trying to, you know, fill in those gaps in pattern. I thought, like, why not just make one of my videos this week based on what I've been doing. Study tips, you know, as you've already seen by the title and the thumbnail, so I don't know why I'm talking so much. So basically I thought I would just like give tips that are basically I thought I'd just give tips that are helping me right now. You know, sharing is caring and all that stuff. It depends on like which side of your brain you use more. If I remember correctly, like left side is more like, you know, notes, writing, like that's the stuff, that's kind of stuff you prefer. Right side is more like the creative, as in like drawing, mind maps, all that kind of stuff. I'm a creative person, but when it comes to revising, that's not me. Like, I like colours, I like colourful stuff. That's as far as it gets. I can't draw at all, so I just don't like any of that kind of stuff. Like, I've only got like 4/5 tips here. Just wanted to make this a quick short video, you know. Anyways, so I would say make it as interactive as possible. Make like flashcards and like test yourself kind of thing. So especially with stuff like definitions, I think it works well. It doesn't work well for everything. Like, don't try and put a whole lecture on a flashcard. Like, it's just not gonna work. But like stuff like definitions, or maybe like formulas, stuff like that, like depending on what course you do, like put like, okay, so the formula for blah blah, and the other side like is, well, like what is the formula for blah blah, other side has the answer, what is the definition of blah blah, other side has the answer. Like, you can do, I talk to myself all the time. I have no shame, I don't care. I talk to myself all the time. So when it comes to stuff like that, like I'll be by myself, I'll be singing it, and I'll be like, like is the answer kind of thing. Like, but like make it as interactive and fun as possible when you're by yourself. I kind of do it when I'm out in public as well, but like when you're by yourself, like just make it something that is fun, that you actually enjoy doing. Because I can't lie, I do enjoy studying. It's when it gets to a point where I just really don't understand something, and I've been over it so many times, that's when I get frustrated. But like the actual act of studying, when I get back into my flow, I actually do really enjoy it. But it's just about like making it fun, or as fun as you can. We'll get someone else to test you, make it fun, talk to yourself in funny voices, make little songs with your flashcards. Those kind of stuff help me a lot. It keeps my brain like active, it doesn't make me fall asleep. So yeah, maybe make it to a, there's a French oral that I did, I promise you, I kid you not, I did it in year 8, and I still remember it to this day because I made it into a song. It's a Ghanaian hip life song. I used the beat of it and I made it into a song, and to this day I still remember it because I made it into a song. Obviously it's not everything that you can do, but it's so much easier to remember lyrics. Sometimes you do just have to get nitty gritty and like just, you know, get down to it. There's nothing you can do apart from sit there and suffer. So this is one that depends on, you know, what laptop you have, but I have an alternative if you don't have this laptop. So obviously not obviously, I don't know why I said obviously, I have the HP Pavilion times 360, HP Pavilion 360, whatever. So obviously, I just don't know why I keep saying obviously, I forgot how to do this. I actually forgot to do this. So basically what I'm trying to study is touchscreen. Like, it's a laptop, like it's a proper laptop, it doesn't detach anything, but yeah, it's touchscreen, and that you can buy a pen. The actual pen, as in the actual HP pen, is like 100 and something. No one is spending 100 and something on the pen, but you can get a budget version for £30 off of Amazon. I'll link it down below. Like, I'll link down the one I got because obviously some of them are phony. You can get a budget version and then use the app OneNote, Microsoft OneNote, and you can like basically print out your lecture notes on your laptop. So it's like you have the whole lecture notes on your laptop. I should be sponsored, can't lie, but you have the whole, I'm plugging you guys for free. So you can basically like just write over your notes, and obviously it's cool, so it flips all the way around. Like, you can have it like literally flat, but I usually write on it like this. You can switch it to tablet mode. There's just like loads of different colors. You can pick highlighters. You can get like graph paper, lined paper. So like you don't have to print anything out. You can literally just have graph paper or lined paper. And like if you want to draw a graph, or if you want to add a graph in, like it's really good. For me, this is like literally perfect, because usually I just write loads of notes, because like I said, I'm really a left brain kind of person when it comes to studying. Like I can't stand mind maps. I personally find them ugly, so I'm always writing notes. Like literally I just write out, basically go on my lectures, go and listen again. I don't know what other unis call it, but like, you know, when you can play back the lecture. For me this is perfect because it's like I can highlight the stuff I need. I take accounting and economics, so especially the economic side, I really like maths, so I chose like 2 extra like math based modules. So it's like if there's something that I don't, let's say they're using a letter to represent something, and it's like I always forget what that means. Like I'll just add like a little arrow and like write in what that means, so I always remember. And then it's like I'll dumb down some examples, if that makes sense, because it's like I've had to read it like a good 3 times before I understood it. But it's like when it comes around to exam season, I don't want to have to do that because you're trying to get everything in and like a different color, make it all like appealing for my eyes. And yeah, and then I'll just do like little examples. I don't know if you guys can actually see my laptop, but like I'll just do examples of things that I either make up the example or like, you know, I don't know, and then like do the workings and stuff, and then like, yeah, just highlight stuff that are important, and I'll just highlight some slides and be like important. Like I just feel like it's, well, I said important-ish. And for me it's perfect. Okay, now the flip side, like I said, I'm going to give an alternative if you don't have this laptop, because like most people won't. Print out your lecture notes. If I didn't have this, I would just print it out. So literally it's like printing out my lecture notes and the exact same things in terms of highlighting the important stuff, ignoring everything else, with writing dumbed down versions for your future self, so you don't have to like go. So it's just much clearer. Do you get what I mean? If you know the way you understand things, just write. It's not necessarily like a dumbed down version, but just something that makes it easier for you to understand, because this is how you would explain it to someone else. I really suggest printing out lecture notes, having a folder, an organized folder, maybe a different folder for each module, in which like you have the plastic wallets and have the lecture notes from different lectures in there, and then like you obviously just follow the same principle. Studying with friends and quizzing each other. See, when you study with friends, you need to be careful. Yeah, I like to study alone, but you know, sometimes, especially if you don't understand something, it's good to study with friends, because you're all kind of like gaining something from each other, which is really good, because you may not know something and you didn't even realize you needed to know it, and it's like someone says something, you're like, oh cool, and the same, you can help other people like that as well. So it's really good to study with friends. From time to time, I do not recommend it all the time, because it's very easy to get distracted. You know, when you've been studying for a few hours and you're just kind of like and like if you're by yourself, you may be able to pattern yourself and like just get back into it. But if you're with your friends, you'll start talking, and that talk will last a good 4 hours. This wasn't even an original point, but I would say push yourself. Don't tell yourself you can't do it, especially if it just looks complicated. It's big word after big word after big word after big word, then loads of random letters mixed with numbers, and you're just like I'm never going to understand this. But you have to know that you're where you are for a reason. You definitely have the ability to. It might take a bit longer for you than it does someone else, but you definitely have the ability to do it. So don't tell yourself you can't do it. You may have to like take a break, come back, look at it, but you can do it. It's good to like just give your brain that rest if you've been going over something for a while and it's still not clicking, because you're going to get stressed out and then you're just going to lose motivation. And obviously go back to it, and sometimes you actually go back to something and it's like, like it clicks, it makes sense now because you've actually taken the time. Ask a friend, ask someone else. Links to my last point, which is utilize your lecturers. And if you have classes, utilize your classes, because the classes are the best thing. That's if your course does classes / seminars. If your course does have those, then that's great. I feel like you should utilize them, because obviously they're more intimate. It's kind of like a school kind of vibe. Obviously you can do this with lectures as well, in terms of like going up to them after and asking them questions based on like, it doesn't have to be to do with that topic. But yeah, with classes it's like, it's less likely that there's going to be a queue of people waiting to talk to a lecturer. And don't be afraid, yeah, even if you're on week 20, don't be afraid to go up to your lecturer with chest and be like, I don't understand week 1. They're there to help you. They're actually there to help you. So what? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, okay, what you like? They're not gonna like laugh in your face and be like, week 1, what on week 20? It's nothing they haven't seen before at all. So don't be afraid, and like, they will always help. Like, even if they were to make a snarky comment, I personally don't feel like that would ever happen, but if they were, they would always still help. They wouldn't refuse to help you. Utilize our office hours, all that stuff, talk to them after class, and just like make sure you're getting the things that you don't understand. I hope this video was helpful. I hope we're all gonna get our study on and do well and prosper and all that stuff. I have nothing else to say apart from that, and I will see you guys in my next video on Sunday. Bye.